waters of the North Atlantic hold secrets that defy logic and human reason. In the blue vastness, an imaginary triangle stretches between Bermuda, Miami, and Puerto Rico, a stage where reality bends and the inexplicable manifests. This is the Bermuda Triangle, a name whispered in awe and fascination, associated with enigmatic disappearances. But first, subscribe to the channel and share with your friends so you don't miss any videos. For decades, aircraft and vessels of all sizes have simply vanished from the map, evaporating into the thin air or ocean depths without a trace. Science, with its instruments and equations, seeks explanations, but often finds only silence, a disturbing echo that forces us to look beyond the tangible. The mystery is palpable, an invitation to unravel the darkness, the mysteries hidden beneath the polished surface of the ocean. Each disappearance report adds a new layer to the legend, a cosmic puzzle that intrigues explorers and skeptics alike, keeping the flame of curiosity alive. What truly happens in that piece of sea? Are they technological failures, magnetic anomalies, or something more ancient and powerful lurking in the liquid shadows? The search for answers leads us to delve into stories of ghost ships and planes that disintegrated in the air. This is the starting point of our journey through one of modern history's greatest enigmas, where the line between the possible and the impossible becomes incredibly thin, inviting us to question everything we believe we know about our world. The first stories of disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle began to gain traction in the 20th century, but the events that motivated them have even older roots. Reports of vessels lost without explanation date back centuries, fueling an aura of dread over the region. Christopher Columbus, on his voyages, is said to have noticed strange anomalies, such as compasses going haywire and unexplained lights in the sky. These early accounts, though often shrouded in folklore, established a pattern of strange events. The lack of survivors or wreckage meant that theories were left to popular imagination, which quickly filled the gaps with supernatural and fantastical explanations. The persistence of these incidents was what made the location so peculiar. The advent of aviation and modern navigation intensified the problem as more traffic passed through the area. When large ships or commercial airplanes disappeared, the media exploited the topic, transforming the Bermuda Triangle into a cultural phenomenon. Each case was a new piece of this sinister puzzle. It's important to note that in many of these old stories, communication was poor and adverse weather conditions could easily lead to shipwrecks. However, the number and particular nature of some disappearances began to raise questions that simple meteorology no longer explained. What united these events so scattered in time and space? The answer seemed buried in the depths, waiting for the right moment to be revealed, further fueling speculation about hidden forces. The event that truly catapulted the Bermuda Triangle into global spotlight was the mysterious disappearance of Flight 19 in December 1945. 5 U.S. Navy training planes, piloted by experienced airmen, took off from Florida for a routine bombing exercise over the Bahamas. They never returned. The last radio contact revealed that the flight leader, Charles Taylor, was disoriented, believing his compasses were malfunctioning and that he was flying over the Florida Keys when he was actually in the middle of the ocean. Communication became increasingly garbled, with reports of white rain and total disorientation. The subsequent search was massive, involving dozens of ships and planes, but no trace of the missing aircraft was found. Worse still, a PBM Mariner rescue plane sent to search for them also vanished without a trace, adding another element of terror to the story. This incident, involving 5 military planes disappearing simultaneously and a rescue plane shortly after, was unlike any other. The lack of clear communication and the complete absence of wreckage created an information vacuum that was quickly filled by extraordinary theories. Flight 19 became the archetype of the Bermuda Triangle mystery, the grim proof, the mysteries that consolidated the region's reputation as a place where the laws of physics seemed to bend. In the face of so many inexplicable disappearances, science has sought rational explanations. One of the most discussed theories involves magnetic anomalies. The Bermuda Triangle region is known for variations in the Earth's magnetic field, which could, in theory, disorient compasses and navigation systems, although this doesn't fully explain the disappearance of large vessels. Another scientific hypothesis points to the region's extreme and unpredictable weather conditions. Sudden hurricanes, violent ocean currents, and the formation of rogue waves, gigantic abnormal waves, could have been responsible for swallowing vessels without time for distress calls. The weather there can change drastically and suddenly. The methane hydrate theory has also gained some traction. It suggests that methane deposits on the seabed could be released in eruptions, forming giant bubbles that drastically reduce water density. A ship sailing over these bubbles would lose buoyancy and sink rapidly. These explanations, while plausible, often fail to encompass the entirety of recorded disappearances, especially those where pilots reported strange phenomena before vanishing. Science, however rigorous, often encounters limits when confronted with the unknown. The search for a definitive answer continues, but the complexity of the problem suggests that a single explanation may not be sufficient to unravel all the enigmas. The atmosphere in the Bermuda Triangle can be an unpredictable battlefield. The confluence of warm and cold ocean currents, combined with the proximity to the tropics, creates an environment conducive to the formation of terrifying and unexpected violent storms. These storms can arise in a matter of minutes, turning calm seas into furious whirlpools. Ships and aircraft caught off guard by these extreme weather events can be quickly overwhelmed. What adds mystery is the speed at which these storms can form and the apparent lack of prior warnings, leaving sailors and pilots in a desperate struggle against the elements. Reports from pilots mentioning abnormal weather conditions before disappearance are frequent. Sometimes the sky would open into a whirlwind of cutting winds and zero visibility, a scenario that would hardly be overcome by any aircraft or vessel, even the most modern. The unpredictability of these storms makes the region particularly dangerous. A sunny day can turn into a nightmare of water and wind in the blink of an eye. And the absence of wreckage suggests that many were swept away by nature's fury abruptly. These weather events are an undeniable component of the Bermuda Triangle narrative, a tangible explanation that, however, does not completely dispel the aura of mystery surrounding the area. Magnetic anomalies in the Bermuda Triangle region are a recognized scientific fact. It is believed that the presence of specific mineral deposits on the seabed can cause unusual fluctuations in the geomagnetic field. These fluctuations can affect compasses, causing them to point in erroneous directions or simply spin uncontrollably. This magnetic disorientation is not just an inconvenience. In flight or navigation, it can be fatal. Without the ability to determine the correct direction, even experienced pilots can get lost, especially in conditions of low visibility or at night. Flight 19, for example, reported compass problems. Some researchers speculate about an even more intriguing phenomenon known as G-field. This theory suggests that the region could be a point where Earth's gravitational field is unstable or where unknown energies interact with the magnetic field, creating distortions that affect not only navigation instruments, but potentially the very fabric of space-time. Although the G-field is considered speculative by the mainstream scientific community. It reflects the search for explanations that go beyond the conventional for recurrent disappearances. The idea of an inexplicable force manipulating objects is tempting. The complex interaction between magnetism, gravity, and perhaps other forces not yet understood adds an intriguing element to the Bermuda Triangle puzzle. A scientific theory that attempts to explain the rapid sinking of vessels is that of methane hydrate. The seabed in many parts of the world, including the vicinity of the Bermuda Triangle, harbors large reservoirs of methane hydrates, ice-like compounds formed under high pressure and low temperature. When these formations are disturbed, whether by seismic activity or changes in currents, methane can be released in large quantities, forming massive gas bubbles that rapidly rise to the surface. Water with dissolved gas drastically loses its density and buoyancy. A ship sailing over an eruption of these methane bubbles would suddenly lose its buoyancy. It would be as if the sea had become quicksand, causing the vessel to sink within minutes, with no time to issue a distress signal or for the crew to react. This theory explains the absence of wreckage and the speed with which some incidents appear to have occurred. It offers a plausible geological explanation for some of the most dramatic disappearances recorded in the area, one of the dark mysteries that the Earth can generate. While mass methane hydrate release is a rare event, its occurrence in the Bermuda Triangle region could hypothetically be a contributing factor to some of the disappearances. Alongside geological and meteorological explanations, a recurring pattern in Bermuda Triangle disappearance reports involves unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, often called BOEs. Numerous testimonies from pilots and sailors who survived encounters in the region describe strange lights, objects flying at impossible speeds, and anomalous formations in the sky. These sightings, when occurring shortly before a disappearance, fuel speculation about extraterrestrial intervention or unknown technologies. The absence of wreckage in some cases could be explained if the objects were taken or disintegrated by unnatural means. Airline pilots who have crossed the area have reported seeing strange lights on the horizon, which disappeared as mysteriously as they appeared. These accounts, when collected together with the disappearances, form an intriguing pattern that defies conventional explanations. The nature of these sightings, often described with vibrant colors and erratic movements, suggests something beyond the known. An element of science fiction mixed with the harsh reality of disappearances. The presence of UAPs in the region adds a layer of mystery that transcends scientific boundaries, inviting us to consider the possibility that the Bermuda Triangle is a convergence point for unknown forces and intelligences. The fascination with the Bermuda Triangle has given rise to a myriad of conspiracy theories, each more elaborate than the last. Some suggest the existence of dimensional portals, where reality folds and objects are transported to other dimensions or into the past. Others speak of lost civilizations, like Atlantis, whose advanced technologies still operate at the bottom of the sea, causing anomalies. The theory that the US Navy or other government agencies are covering up the truth about the disappearances, perhaps related to secret experiments, also circulates widely. This lack of transparency fuels suspicion and speculation, keeping the enigma alive and pulsating. These theories, while lacking concrete proof, reflect the deep human need to find meaning in inexplicable events. They explore primal fears and fascination with the unknown, turning the Bermuda Triangle into a modern myth. The absence of definitive answers, the deafening silence of the ocean, allows these narratives to flourish, weaving a complex tapestry of facts, speculation, and fantasy. The darkness, the mysteries that surround the Bermuda Triangle are fertile ground for imagination. It is crucial, however, to differentiate speculation from proven facts, but the persistence of these theories demonstrates how deeply the Bermuda Triangle has captured our collective imagination. After exploring the various theories and accounts surrounding the Bermuda Triangle, one conclusion emerges: the enigma persists. While plausible scientific explanations exist for some incidents, the totality of disappearances, the recurring nature of strange events, and the absence of wreckage in many cases continue to defy a single, definitive answer. The fascination with the Bermuda Triangle lies not just in the disappearances themselves, but in the very idea that there are places in our world where the laws of physics seem suspended, where the unknown manifests palpably. It is a reminder that, despite all our technological advancement, the planet still holds deep secrets. The region continues to be a point of intrigue and fascination, inspiring books, films, and endless discussions. The darkness, the mysteries emanating from these waters, invite us to contemplate the limits of our knowledge and to accept that sometimes the inexplicable is simply that, inexplicable. Perhaps the truth lies in a combination of factors, from magnetic anomalies and violent storms to, who knows, energies or phenomena yet uncatalogued by science. The story of the Bermuda Triangle is, ultimately, a story about the limits of our understanding. And so, the waters of the Bermuda Triangle continue to hold their secrets, a vast ocean of mystery that reminds us of the immensity of to hold their secrets, a vast ocean of mystery that reminds us of the immensity of the unknown that still surrounds us.